Hi guys, I'm Charlie, a Charlie Book Fanatic. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about my September TBR. Keep in mind, when I'm filming this, it is actually September 1st, but this video will go up a lot later, like a week and a half later somewhere. So this might mean I have read a lot of other books already, probably because I've only picked 8 books this month for me to read, and that is such a weird thing because I've decided to not do a monthly challenge with 10 books. I have just picked these books myself from I think 4 books on my quarterly challenge, which is a challenge that takes place around 3 months, so 10 books in 3 months. So I picked 4 from that list. I picked one from my TBR jar, then I have 5 books, and the other ones I think I just chose. I honestly don't remember. I must have had a reason to choose them. So let's talk about my TBR jar pick first. I already did this, and this is my TBR jar, which has all kinds of challenges in this, not actual books. I just picked challenges so I can pick my books freely, and I actually got to challenge a book that has been the longest on your TBR, and it had quite a few options there, but I went with The Lifeboat Clique by Kathy Parks. Lifeboat Clique is about a girl who sneaks into a party and then a tsunami hits and she is out in the flood with all of her biggest enemies and also the most popular kids in school. So I feel like this is going to be a friendship book, and obviously the main character and their ex-BFF who hates her are going to reconnect. It's predictable like that, but I like those kind of stories. The next book is a book that is from my quarterly challenge, and that is The Distance to Home by Jenn Bishop. This book is about a girl who loses her big sister. She plays baseball and her older sister was always in the stands watching her, and she isn't sure if she wants to play baseball anymore now her sister can't watch her games. It's a middle grade contemporary story, and I feel a really emotional read coming on, and I am a fan of those kinds of reads. And even though it is middle grade, I want to give it a chance. The next book is actually a book I'm currently reading, and that is why I gave a warning beforehand that I'm filming this on the 1st of September, because I won't be currently reading this book anymore by then. And that's going to be the second book in the Chaos Walking trilogy, The Ask and the Answer by Patrick Ness. I'm almost done with this book. I'm over halfway through. I don't know why I said I was almost done with it, but I'm over halfway through, and I am enjoying it more than I was the first book, but that maybe because I'm reading it in English and I read the first book in Dutch, and Dutch is my main language, but I don't really like reading in Dutch, so that may have been my problem with the first book. But I'm enjoying it kind of so far. I don't see where the plot is going, but I guess I'll find out when I read more from it. If you want to hear more of my thoughts on this when I'm done, please watch my Pokemon Indigo League readathon wrap up, which will have gone up already, because I'm going to finish this during the Pokemon Indigo League readathon, and that is finishing on Sunday, the 4th of September, so I might be reading a couple books, but anyway, it is not going to be in my September wrap-up, it's going to be in my Pokemon Indigo League readathon wrap-up. Next book is also a book from my quarterly challenge, and that's How to Be a Person in the World by Havrilesky. This is a book full of advice columns. The columns are called Ask Polly, and Heather answers a lot of life-changing questions in this book. I haven't read her column or heard about this journalist slash author in general, but I thought it sounded interesting, and I really like non-fiction sometimes, so I thought I would read some non-fiction and an advice column at that because it's been a while. Also, I'm going to be participating in a readathon in September. It's called the Slowathon. I leave the link to the video with the announcement down below, and it's really interesting because this readathon is all about reading slowly and immersing yourself in the book you're reading. There are also some prompts you can choose a book for, and I chose the prompt of reading a book out loud to myself because I really like doing that, and I chose Slammed by Colleen Hoover for that. I really like Colleen Hoover's books, and I thought this was the perfect chance to really invest my time in a new Colleen Hoover book because it's been a while since I actually read one, and I hope I will enjoy Slammed, but I'm not sure, so I guess I will find out and I will keep you up to date on that. The book is about two characters, a girl who loses her father unexpectedly and has to be the rock for her mother and younger brother. And then there is a guy who she meets, he is her new neighbor, and they form an instant emotional connection. Another book for my quarterly challenge is actually a novella, and that's Iron to Iron by Graudin. This is the novella after Wolf by Wolf and before Blood by Blood, and this is a duology, but this novella is written from the perspective of Luca, who is the love interest in the first book, Wolf by Wolf. And the first book is about a girl who is skin shifter. She can change into a different person. She is participating as a different person in this race, and she obviously has some acquaintances in this race, like this love interest. They interact with each other, and this novella is from the perspective of this love interest and how he experienced the race. So Luca was really interesting in Wolf by Wolf, and I want to see more from him, and especially his thoughts. This novella is more than 100 pages long, and I can't wait to find out what Luca is thinking and what he is really like. Then I decided to include this book in here, because I'm going to do a buddy read with this, but I'm not sure if this is going to be the end of September or the beginning of October. I'm going to buddy read Crown of Midnight by Sarah J. Maas, which is the second book in the Throne of Glass series, with a maid from the Blonde Archives. I will link her channel down below. I'm finally going to go on with this series. We wanted to buddy read this in August already, but I forgot to include it in my TBR, and she also forgot about it. So she messaged me on Twitter, which was really nice of her to do. And so we're going to buddy read this together. End of September, beginning of October, somewhere. And the last one was a book I actually saw on Edelweiss, and I thought it looked interesting. It's called Rejected Princesses, and it is by Jason Porath, and it's basically a kind of biography about real-life princesses, about literary princesses, about literally everything badass and female. And I am very excited to read this and to find out more about literary figures and historical heroines, and just find out some more people to maybe find books about and read about and find out more about. So these are the books I picked in my September TBR. It's really weird for me to keep it as light as I do, because normally I pick out 14 to 15 books, and now I only have 8, so I have some spots to fill in. Go to the library, take some trips to the library, and actually pick out books unexpectedly, because I read 15 books a month, and if I pick 15 books, you know, it's kind of, there's not really any room for me to just choose a book, and now I do. So let's see how that goes. So this was everything I want to talk about. Let me know down below what you are going to be reading in September. Have you read any of the books I just talked about, and what do you think about them? I would love to know. Thank you for watching. Goodbye!